Anyone else? Usman. Say Usman.
We learned that Islam doesn't teach us abundance, and also we learned that we shouldn't be having the total dunya. So, but at the same time, if we are raising a family with kids, and we have to make sure that we are providing for them, the kids are going to the education, etc., etc. So, when do you decide? Okay, we're praying 5 times, we're fasting, paying zakat, doing all the 5
Right.
pillars. When do you decide if there's some good activity like a Buddhist association or some other good activity going on, and then you have a family thing going on? When do you decide which one is more important that we have to go for, and when do you decide to stay back?
When do you decide? When you make that decision, you will decide. When you make that decision that it is Allah is more important than yourself, you will decide. It's very easy. People getting so confused. The answer is right there. Who is first? What is priority? Holy Prophet ﷺ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then that time answer is going. But to understand that priority, so many people say, yes, Allah, but I have this, and this. So what are those? Those are veils, no? It is usually coming from the ego, nothing else. What is stopping us from reaching to Allah? Our ego. Tariqat is teaching 4 things. The nafs, shaitan, dunya, and hawa. These are the things that's stopping. When do you decide? When you decide that Allah is our goal, not dunya, not our desires, not shaitan, not the nafs. When do you decide? When you decide that this world, you come to understand with intelligence that this world is fake and it's false and it's a confusion. That if right now angel of death takes my life, I'm unprepared for it. That's when you decide that I'm going to run to holy gatherings to take something. When you decide that you have intelligence, that's when you're going to make the good decision. Because 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Allah is not asking us to pray every hour. If you put all the prayers together, it's not even coming to 1 hour. We have 23 hours. But that is just the basics. So we have 365 days a year, 7 days a week. If we cannot say just one day for a few hours, I'm going to sacrifice my ego and this dunya for the sake of Allah, that is going to be for my benefit. Allah is not benefiting by us gathering here. Allah is not becoming greater because we're gathering here. Allah is not becoming greater because we say Allahu Akbar. Prophet ﷺ is not going to become greater because we give salawats to him. It's for our benefit. Once we're intelligent enough to say that, oh, it's for us again, it is something that is real, then that is the time we're going to make the proper decision. Okay? That is the time when you're going to make the proper decision. Let me tell you something. Yesterday I touched on a little bit. But a big test came to this nation, to America, during the month of Muharram. Because Ashura fell on the day of Thanksgiving. How many are remembering Ashura? Oh, I'm not Shia, I don't celebrate. Who cares if he's Shia or Sunni or whatever? Did Hazrat Hussein radiallahu anh and his family, were they killed on the day of Ashura? That day, if you understand the Islamic history, it doesn't matter if it's Sunni or Shia, you remember that day. To give lesson, to take from that day. What is haq and what is batil? What you need to do to stand up. Where are we in this? Because history is not just learning history, history is happening right now. Karbala did not happen 1400 years ago. It's still happening every day. It's happening. So you're not going to take lesson. That's when you don't care. Prophet is not going to be central in your life because it's all just theory, just books, scholastics. It's not inside of you. Karbala is happening every day. And there are people still, they're being sacrificed in the way of Allah and their entire families. A majority of Muslims, they're going back and forth saying, well, I don't care. I have to celebrate Thanksgiving. Don't tell me it is haram, bid'ah, kufr, shirk. We're not saying it is. But, Yahoo, one day in a year, that's not happening every year. Every 10 years, 11 years, it's happening once. You cannot stop yourself from eating turkey? Are we understanding the intelligence? No, it's a matter of principle. What principle? Isn't that Thanksgiving? Say Thanksgiving. There is Islamic Thanksgiving, yes. You're going to gather, you're going to cook, you're going to invite people, you're going to eat. That has always been the way in Islam. That is the real Thanksgiving. Not to cook turkey and cranberry sauce like what other people they're doing and then to watch football. That is not Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is saying Alhamdulillah, to sit and to remember Allah. Every zikrullah, it is a Thanksgiving. So that one time, so many Muslims, they failed. They failed. Don't think you failed, nothing is going to happen to you. You cannot even go to a McDonald's and order one cup of coffee and walk away without paying. You refuse to pay, they'll send the police to you and they'll lock you up. What makes us think that we can do anything we like in this universe of Allah as we like and we're not going to get paid? This is the seriousness. But if man is not putting that inside of himself, if he's not thinking of death, if he's loving the world, then we're going to be lost. We come to this situation now. So, yes, not only Karbala happened, Ashura. So many events in the history of mankind happen in Ashura that we have to sit, we have to think, we have to fast that day. Yes, you want to make Thanksgiving? Sit together, make zikr. Remember Allah. Adam alayhi salam, he was forgiven on the day of Ashura. Nuh alayhi salam, his ship landed and the flood of anger, divine anger, went away on the day of Ashura. Idris alayhi salam, he was raised on the day of Ashura. Musa alayhi salam, he delivered the children of Israel on the day of Ashura. Sulaiman alayhi salam, Dawood alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, all the major events that happened to them happened on the day of Ashura. Are we sitting down to understand this? But where is this knowledge? Who speaks about such things? Be sincere. Who speaks about them? This is supposed to change us, to make us to become better, not for ourselves. We are here to bring light and love of Islam and the Holy Prophet ﷺ to others. But if we are not connecting, if these remain stories and histories and texts and books, you're not connecting to it, how are you going to bring light? That time we are responsible. Allah is going to say, we sent you to a nation of 300 million who doesn't know Allah. What have you done? Yes. What have you done? You can only do if you have that. Person can only bring peace if he has peace. If you are practicing Islam and you're having that love of the Prophet, that time you can. It's not a matter of, I'm just passing out leaflets. That's not dawah. Not everyone can do dawah too. Not everyone can be a doctor. Not everyone can be a pharmacist. What makes you think that we are all doctors to deliver that? As much as you, but of course, if you're sitting in the presence of doctors, then you may know. They may say, okay, although you're not a doctor, you can at least do this. You saw me doing that, right? If the emergency happens, you can do that. You can do this. There is a protocol to everything. So, stubbornness again. Tariqat aiming to remove that, inshallah. Evet. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Do you have any other questions?